that I welcome you all to the closing ceremony of our Value Circle program. Over the past 8 months, we have come together to work towards a common goal of strengthening the capacities of nonprofits. And we have seen growth and development in both individuals and the team as a whole. And now is the time to celebrate our achievements. I want to express my deepest gratitude to all the volunteers, advisors, expertise who have dedicated their time, effort, and resources to make this program a success. Your unwavering commitment to our cause is inspiring, and we would not have made this far without you. Together, we have created a lasting legacy that will continue to impact the lives of those around us. So for this session, we want to keep it interactive. So at any point of time, if you have anything to say, anything to add to anyone's point, please feel free to raise your hand or put it in the chat box. Now, I would like to take this moment and invite Mrs. Vichya Balaji, CEO and Managing Director of Toolbox, to share a few remarks. However, before we proceed, if we have a small video to present to everyone, so if we could quickly have the video, and then Vichya ma'am, you can go ahead.
Well, I think after that video, I think first all of you all need to give yourselves a sort of a round of claps for not just the video, but just what it's taken for all of you to journey with us in the last 10 months. Ladies and gentlemen, I get to do the easiest part as the title holder at Toolbox. I just come in to come and give nice speeches when I know most of the hard work has been done by everybody else. But I really want to take a step back and look at what this sort of last 10 months have meant for us, because it is the first of many. 10 years after Toolbox India was set up and we had run the program in a particular way, I think we wanted to really look at what could we do differently. And at the forefront, with all the changes that were coming about, to bring about a sustained sort of capacity building, which actually enables organizations to progress and advance their missions with an equal attentive lens on not just the program, but their own organizations, was, I think, the simplest sort of wish that we had when we conceptualized this program. I think we'd be extremely grateful to each of you who allowed yourselves and your organizations to go through this journey with us, because it's not easy. You open up your organizations to see that there are so many deficiencies. And I think it needs to be called out that this is a program which does not offer any sort of financial funding. So there's no carrot out there. There's only the stick, which is constantly telling you that you need to do this, you need to do that, you need to improve this, you need to build more funding networks, you need to improve your communications and all of it. And to have organizations who have wholeheartedly joined us to willingly not just participate, but take this back, I think it is brave. It displays how deeply committed you are and understand what you want to do with your organizations and programs. In the annals of history and whatever we go on to do now, the first 18 will always be extra special for us, because you gave us that opportunity to come into your organization, to look into your hearts and to tell you what's not working. For that, my team and I will always be grateful. For all, 12 years since I set up Toolbox India operations in India, I think some things haven't changed. The fact that it just takes a phone call to reach out to friends who've come in to support the program, and it's always been, tell us what you need. So my heartfelt thanks to Bharti, to Swati, to Rishabh, to Ayushi, so many others who've just come in and been very generous with their time and support. My team, who have been pushed to the brink, because I have challenged them every single day. And here we are still standing, smiling away. And someone told me once, if it was that easy, would you still want to do it? To my volunteers who have continued to be really our sort of change agents. We can never have enough of volunteers and enough of nonprofits that we want to work with. To my board, who has questioned any sort of decision that I have made, and Sridhar is here representing the rest of the board. And finally, to the one person who has been my steadiest anchor at Toolbox, at Social Lens, and in really being the conscience keeper and the custodian of this program, Manjula Ramakrishnan. There was no way we could have done it without her. So to all of you, thank you for giving us the opportunity to push Toolbox India's mission forward. I will look back at this alumni to be the beacons, to be our ambassadors, to be our expert ears as we welcome a new brand, a new set of 30 organizations in the next financial year. I won't take up any much more of the time other than to say that our heart truly lies with organizations like yours, which have great work, may not always have great stories to tell. And hopefully what we've been doing is just going to get those stories out there much more. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Vijaya ma'am. I mean, although our value circle journey officially started in August, but our team at Toolbox had been conceptualizing it long before. And despite the chaos that ensued, we had a guiding pillar that provided us with direction and support. It is my pleasure to introduce you to Manjula Ramakrishnan, Program Director at Toolbox. Manjula ma'am, your invaluable guidance has been instrumental in ensuring that our journey has been smooth and successful. We cannot thank you enough for your contribution. If we could have a few words from you, maybe if you want to share something.
Thank you, Ila. Thank you, Vijaya, for the very kind words that you have, talked about me. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to this final and closing session of the Value Circle 1.0. Actually, when we conceptualized the Value Circle program, it really excited all of us because it emerged from an understanding of what we wanted to offer to our nonprofit partners. Our aim was to be more responsive to the changing philanthropic landscape, and also to be open and adopt new ideas and strategies. So for the last 10 years, while Toolbox was providing tailored capacity strengthening solutions through pro bono volunteering, pro bono skill volunteering for nonprofits, last year what we did was we changed those tracks slightly, opened up to new ideas, and also showed the willingness to adopt the change and actually go ahead and implement them. And that's how the Value Circle came about, and I think it's the right time that it came. So while we draw the curtains for this program, I would really like to congratulate all the participants for the commitment and also the willingness to learn that they have shown throughout this program. And I also thank them, each one of you, for the way you have enthusiastically and actively participated in this program and made this into a wonderful learning experience for all of us. Listening to various experts, who shared their knowledge and skills on this platform has educated us in various ways, actually, or in various degrees. And I'm certain that all of you have your own takeaways from here, which you will consider relevant and valuable to your organizations, and also put it into practice in the context of your organizations, of what you're doing to bring about the change you want to bring about. I think it's extremely important to apply this learnings in the context of each organization, because what applies to one does not really apply to the other. There needs to be some sort of an alignment, in the practices with the outcomes of each of your organizations. As we come to the end, we'd like to really believe that this program has attempted to strengthen the knowledge and existing capacities of the participants, organizations, and also given them some concrete experiences to start or lead more initiatives, and for the better enable a little bit of clarity. I won't say, I don't know whether a little bit of clarity on the role that you can play in the organization-wide efforts and to strengthen your capacities. By being with us on this journey, I think all of you have really reinforced our work towards the fulfillment of our mission, and also given us a reason and encouragement to take this program forward and at scale. Thank you so much for that. Also take this opportunity to express my gratitude to the volunteers who are the foundational pillars of Toolbox right from the beginning, and the tangible impact they bring through their contribution of the time and the expertise. we know that how integral the volunteers are to our programs. And I take this opportunity to urge all of you who work with us to come back to us and work with us, if you, and we do have some exciting times ahead. Big thank you to all the experts and advisors who provide support to us with their knowledge and the domain expertise. And also they provided collective, a platform for collective reflection of experiences, of challenges, and also allowed for freedom of expression and ideas and also concerns. And I have to say, last but not the least, none of this would have been possible without the dynamic leadership of Vijaya, who pushes everyone to do much better, and the hard work and the dedicated efforts of our team, Shashwat, Gautam, and Neela, for the smooth and the execution was exemplary, I should say. Thank you all once again, and wish you each of you, all the very best in your endeavors. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Manjula ma'am. This ceremony would be incomplete without hearing from the nonprofits themselves. For the next segment, I would like to invite a few of the nonprofits if they could share their experiences with us today. I know, hello? Right. So I would like to invite Reena from Parvarish, actually, if you could share your experiences and yeah, Reena.
Yeah, thank you so much, Ila. Thank you, Vijaya and team. I mean, there are so many of you that we got to know over the last couple of months. 8 months doesn't seem that long. Okay, so, but only thing is that when you start off with a lot of gaps, we had a lot of gaps in our knowledge, our understanding, a flow, and to get access to a platform like yours, which Toolbox provided us through this project, where we could, it was a safe space where we could express our vulnerabilities, the gaps that we had, and they got plugged very well. I have a small team, and each one of us has our own unique skill set. But to come together, we needed to also fix the gaps that were holding us back. And I think, being part of this project actually made each one of us as an individual take away things which we were able to put together as a team. So it's, it's a very harsh world out there. And, NPOs like ours face a lot of challenges. Any support that we get, okay, which is unconditional, okay, but which is knowledgeable, which has the right kind of commitment and spirit behind it, is what we really need. The rest we'll manage. Okay, and what we have learned over here will make us manage better. So Toolbox has definitely lived up to its name, which is giving us the tools to be able to deal with things, whether it was, creating a donor presentation, or whether it was getting insights into marketing, what the world out there is all about, from people who were, able to teach us the world of fundraising. So there is something that we, each one of us, knew at Parvarish, but to be able to put it together, stitch it together, and make something which is wholesome, impactful, can get us the kind of results that we're looking at. I think it has definitely helped. It has. So we had a North Star. I think our North Star is clearer to us. We also know, working backwards from that North Star, how to get to that. When you work in this space where, there is a huge population of people, both children and adults in our country, that are sexually abused and harassed, that North Star and the way to get to it, I think is so critical. So I think we are in a in a much better position than what we started. And I hope this is not the last time that we have access to Toolbox. I mean, so it's with that hope that the journey carries on. And even something as simple as, I did not know the difference between an NPO and an NGO. And you made me think about it. You made us research about it. And it's now become part of our lexicon where I'm not going to be using NGO other than really necessary and explaining the difference to people, but understanding what an NPO is. So these are the small, finer points and nuances that were brought home to us, that we looked at, we studied, and we're going to carry that skill. So whatever we've learned is definitely going to be part of our history, our journey towards reaching that mission that we have all started on. Thank you so much. I would definitely like to take the individual names, but there have been a lot of people who joined this journey. So I will put it under the blanket of Vijay and team, and thank you so much. So whether it was the experts that you put together or the volunteers, a big thank you, okay, to all of them for what they have given to us. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Reena, for your kind words. I would like to invite Mr. Suryadeep Roy from Change Initiatives next. Mr. Suryadeep, you are here. Mr. Suryadeep.
Yeah. Good afternoon. I think it's the journey started in around July, and this is March. And as an NGO, I mean, we have been there for a long time, but concepts like pitch deck, search engine optimization, Canva, these were absolutely new to us. I mean, these modern ways of operations, we were not very familiar at all. So this is our key takeaway from the program. And I would like to thank everybody for the volunteers. I mean, they were really totally on the top of their jobs. I mean, they were there always. I mean, whenever I asked them anything, they could answer, etc., etc., etc. And also, I would like to highlight the point of the learning corridor. I mean, it's a very, very useful resource, and there are many things which we haven't discussed within this brief period of 10 months or so. That is there in the learning corridor, and we would urge everybody to look through it, especially the contents on how to measure impact, which is absolutely very important. So overall, it was an absolutely new experience for us. I mean, we used to work in or operate in one way, but now this, what I can call it, the new age way of working, this is our key takeaway from this program. And I would like to thank everybody in the Value Circle team who have made this opportunity available to us. And I hope we'll be able to interact in the future also in some capacity whatsoever. Thank you very much.
Definitely, Mr. Suryadeep, definitely. And it genuinely feels very good to hear that we were in some way, some form able to help you in your learning journey. And it's true, volunteers have always been an integral part of Toolbox delivering its mission. And with the Value Circle program, we had the honor of working with some exceptional volunteers who went beyond their assigned tasks to provide support and assistance to the participating nonprofits. Their dedication and commitment to the program and its participants were truly remarkable. I know we have Anta and Smarajit here with us, and I would just like to invite them if they could also share their experiences, their journey, their learning, their takeaways by being part of this program. So Anta, if you can hear me next.
Yeah, hey, thanks, Sheila. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Value Circle. This is a great opportunity for me, and I'm sure my fellow volunteers share the same opinion. what I would like to highlight is it was very inspiring to work with the assigned organizations. Specifically, say I worked a lot with Reena ma'am and Parvarish, and the growth mindset that the team showed, and the commitment and passion they showed towards the cause they were working for. I'd say that was the highlight, and that was the motivating factor for me to put in efforts with them for them. And I believe that it was a very enriching few months that we worked together, and I really look forward to what Value Circle has next for us, and definitely would want to be a part of. So thank you for the experience. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Andra. Marathi.
Thank you so much. So hi everyone, hope everyone is doing great. So it feels so good to be a part of this group once again after a span of few months. And mentally, I'm just going back to those months where we used to have these calls with this group and kind of discuss the problems. A few things which really stood out for me was to be able to speak with so many people from different parts of the country, having very different kind of problems for which we brainstorm together, and trying to build a slide or a presentation where which we use to effectively like bring it out. So those kind of experiences, really for me it was a great learning opportunity, this entire experience. And I really hope the work that we did all together, it really has been able to help everyone like in some way or the other. Lastly, really want to thank everyone involved in the entire program, for making our lives a lot easier, and always being in touch, always having those touch points and everything else. Yeah. So looking forward for more in the future, and yeah, hope everyone has a great day and a year ahead. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Marathi. I mean, like I said, volunteers have always been an integral part, and we cannot thank you enough for the support that you all have provided to us, to the non-profits. We do hope that you continue your association with us. For the next segment, I would actually like to invite Gautam, because he is one person who has always been reaching out to non-profits, who's always behind the camera. So I would like to hear from him next. So Gautam, if you could.
Hello, everybody. So it gives me a lot of joy to hear all this feedback from everybody, like the volunteers, experts. So this is exactly why we did this program, and at the end, getting this feedback is the wholesome moment. So I just to summarize the whole thing, it was a very hard journey, how Vijaya mentioned. So it took us a lot of time to conceptualize the idea and to implement the program. So I was primarily involved with the NGOs to find out the NGOs who would be willing and would be able to absorb the kind of program that we are creating. So I'm very happy with the cohort of NGOs that we have finally implemented the program with. So it was a privilege for me to work with the amazing grassroots NGOs that are from all around India. So these are the NGOs which are committed to make some difference in the society that we live in. And I would also like to specifically talk about how open they were about expressing the challenges that they're facing. So it's not every day that you hear an organization openly telling us. So these conversations, these candid conversations with them really helped us to build the program better. So I'd really like to thank the NGOs again for that. And obviously I'll have to thank the experts and the volunteers for helping us with all the knowledge and learnings that we have received. So that is it from my end. Thanks a lot for joining in. I hope to engage with you further after this program also. We will obviously be in touch. We would want to know what has happened with you, how much you've implemented the learnings. So we'll be able to connect with you in the future.
If I could just request everyone to place themselves on mute, or if you have anything to say, you can just raise your hand and then go ahead. Right. So the next person, you all have already met him. He has given some fantastic sessions, and I think we all have enjoyed his sessions. They have been the most interactive. But Shashwat, how has it been for you? How was it to be part of both the teams, to be the expert here, to be in the project management team? How has it been for you?
Thank you so much, Ira, for giving me the chance to have a word here, and to all those since the journey has begun. I think uh, at this point I'm a bit emotional about about everything. I'm just trying to take everything in uh, because I've had the chance to uh, talk to all the stakeholders in the program, may it be the volunteers, the non-profits, the team, and everybody who's been involved. And for me, I think I was a part of this whole value circle because there was so much for me to learn. While we conceptualized this whole program, I think for me, every masterclass that I attended, there was so much for me to take away. So at the end of the day, I just felt that I got a free ticket to everything. Um, but thank you so much. Like I've always said, I've been a nervous presenter. So to all those who've always supported me in switching on their videos while I've been presenting, to communicating, to giving me feedback about what has worked, what hasn't worked. Um, I had this opportunity to also talk to a lot of the leaders, the founders, the CXOs of all the organizations. It was such an enriching, experience for me to understand and to absorb the stories and just to understand that there's so much in this world that you can do to help around people. Um, like I always say, I think the pillars for me for this whole program has been, Ela and Gotham, because they are the ones who really held the program together. I'm pretty sure today's Gotham's name would still be Toolbox India and not Gotham in his own Zoom call, but that's the beauty of it. I think everybody has, like while we have been challenged throughout the steps, we've also been nurtured at the same time to be able to deliver what we have been. Hopefully, there was value added to your organization and the things that you are trying to achieve and the missions that you're aiming forward to. Um, a big thanks to the volunteers, who have stuck with us throughout the process. Who've been patient with us, sacrificed the weekends to make sure that they are able to deliver the best outputs for their non-profits that they were assigned to. Obviously, a big thank you to Vijaya ma'am and Manjula ma'am to give us this opportunity to work on this entire project and to deliver it. And I would also like to thank Social Lens, who's also like the knowledge partner who's helped us in a lot of ways to curate the content that we have provided. Um, I just never, like earlier, I was so scared about the program, and today is the day where I wish it never ended. I wish there was more to it and we continued on this journey. But thank you so much, for showing so much support, being patient with us when we made mistakes and uh, holding our backs to make this program a success. Thank you, and I look forward to working with you at any capacity. And yeah, I just want to wish all the nonprofits a very good luck in what lies ahead in the future. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Shashwat. I mean, we are coming to an end for this session as well. Although it's not a goodbye, but still, but like I would again like to invite Vijaya ma'am to shed some light on what's the way forward for this and for the closing remarks. Vijaya ma'am, if we could have you on stage again.
Thanks, Hila. Thanks, Shashwat. I mean, before I just jump into this, I'm actually going to break protocols a little bit. And I know, Hila, you've got a very, very sort of a planned agenda. But I do really want to throw the floor open for 5 minutes. If anybody has any comment, I know we've had people who've spoken, but for those who haven't, because I think it'll be it's a nice way to kind of hear a little bit more from the audience and keep it a little bit more two-way. Right up, Bharti, for the longest time, you've asked me, Vij, what is it that you do at Toolbox, and tell me more. And here you are in this program and in the subsequent versions of it. What's it been like for you?
First of all, I would like to congratulate you on a fabulous video that kind of brought out the essence of the work that has been delivered. When you asked me to be part of this, I really didn't have much clue. And later on, when I read up about it and I got involved and the session happened, what struck me the most was these nonprofits who are doing such tremendous work in their local pockets really need to know that they are not alone. And I feel Toolbox has provided the right platform and the support that they need to know that there is a world out here who's keen and eager to support, and all they have to do is keep at it and embrace the help that comes to them. And I think that sort of connection that has been provided and the value that has been added is something that I would like to definitely compliment you and the team on. Very honored to be part of this, and I'm looking forward to an exciting journey ahead.
Thank you, Bharti. There's one more person whom I would like to definitely hear from. And, just since it's a new audience, I'm going to tell this all over once again. Long time ago, in an earlier act of mine, he was my boss. He came on board the day I joined Toolbox. He came to join us as a volunteer, an advisor. He serves on the board of Toolbox. He is, he keeps us very sharp and steady on the numbers and what we're trying to do. Ladies and gentlemen, M. Sridhar, MS, over to you.
Oh, thanks a lot, Vijaya. This was totally unexpected. But yes, it's time to share the joy, I guess. But just looking back, if we look at the days when this program was being conceptualized, I'm sure like everybody else, there was a lot of anxiety as to how it will progress and so on and so forth. But there was an underlying confidence that Toolbox with its experience will be able to make a difference and drive that value change. So the video actually, the 2-minute video actually encompasses an amazing journey of a few months, where I think multiple stakeholders have put in their bit, both from the nonprofit side as well as the other experts. So the value circle is truly a circle of value where I think all stakeholders have made their contribution and ensured that the capacity building and scale buildup is enabled, gaps fulfilled, new awareness created, and so on and so forth. So it's really gratifying to hear that to hear the feedback from the various not-for-profits, and I think it's a great encouragement for us to look for the next editions and see what more we can do, how much more difference we can bring into this whole ecosystem. Kudos to Toolbox, Vijaya, yourself, and the team, as well as all the participants, both within and outside Toolbox, who have ensured that this program is really successful. So congratulations, and looking forward to more of such value adds.
Thank you, MS. Thank you so much. So just to sort of round this up, right? I mean, we always wonder, right? So we started off with this new program, we conceptualized it, the pilot is done, what next? Two things. One is, we don't truly believe that our engagement with our alumni is going to end. So first and foremost, there will be informal modes of engagement with all of you as a group. We'd like to follow your stories. We'd like to follow your growth. We'd like to follow what you're doing and look at how we can sort of create pathways of connect over and beyond. As somebody who's been a Toolbox Value Circle participant. To the new lot who will come in, we're calling them the Super 30 this year, borrowing the phrase, to bring in 30 organizations who will embark on this journey. What excites us is that for the first time, the Toolbox India Value Circle program goes beyond the shores of India, where we have organizations from other Southeast Asian economies participating in this program. We hope to foster greater cross-cultural collaborations and learnings, exchange of best practices. If there's one thing that I have learned in my engagement with other organizations in other capacities outside of India, the geography is different, but the sort of, and I don't like to go with the word challenge, but the things that organizations navigate are sort of similar, right? And we also look for peer-led and peer exchange forums. And U18 will really be the pioneers in the Value Circle program to do that. This is how best practices get facilitated and exchanged. We learn from each other. Toolbox should slowly move to becoming sort of a facilitator. You know, we want to be like those shepherds and kind of bring all of you together. We look forward to that. I would also like to make an announcement that there's also going to be a team change, and somebody who has been very steady, bringing to life with his fantastic understanding of multiple medias of copy, design, music, and perfection. Shashwat Dulia, who joined us to spend this year, will move on as he decides to pursue his further academic pursuits. So he will be missed. We believe the work will continue, and we look forward to whatever is coming up next for us in the next financial year. We wish each of you the best of health and continued inspiration and strength in all that what you do. So thank you very much and have a wonderful evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us today. We will stay in touch.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.